Welcome back to the channel. My name's Ben, and in this episode of Tech Talks we're going to be talking about what makes a strong gearbox. Two main aspects that make a strong gearbox are the gear width and the shaft centre dimensions. And a larger shaft centre dimension means you can make the gears bigger in diameter themselves. Gearboxes that we design from scratch, we can specify the shaft centre dimension and the gear width, so we can make sure that they're strong enough to handle the power that the gearbox is going to be intended for. Things like 60G gearbox uses an 80mm shaft centre dimension, and our 69G uses a 95mm shaft centre dimension. This 89G here is also the same 80mm shaft centre dimension as the 60G, but as we'll show you later, it's got much narrower gears. So the 89G here is a 7-speed gearbox. It's still the same shape as the 60G, so it fits in the same space, but you've got to fit in an extra pair of gears. 60G gearbox is a 6-speed, so you can see here the width of the gears in the 89G compared to the width here of a 60G, and they are much narrower than the 60G kits. In terms of our gear kits and sequential conversion kits that use the original bell housings and transmission cases, we are limited by the space that's available in the standard gearbox. For example, this 45Z sequential conversion here for an N66 gearbox uses the original Volvo bell house. We're then restricted by the shaft centres that are in the original gearbox, so there's a maximum width that we can make gears. What we can do in some instances is, for example, this 45Z, originally it was a 6-speed gearbox. Our sequential turns it to a 5-speed gearbox, which means we can use wider gears to fit 5 gears in the same space as 6. The same is true for other sequential conversion kits that we manufacture, like our 8J for the Honda and the 6V for the VWs. Another factor that we haven't mentioned today is material choice, but we'll talk about that in another episode. That's it for this one. As always, if you've got any questions or things you'd like us to cover in future episodes, drop a comment below, and we'll see you in the next one.